Malting Industries has been specially produced and packaged for the benefit of the family. Made from locally sourced sorghum, Agrovita is filling. It is nourishing, just as it is a delight. Oh yes, Agrovita staple milk is rich in magnesium and other essential vitamins and minerals. It is smooth, easy to prepare, and you can enjoy it with any soup of your choice. Egusi, ogbono, edinkaikon, atama. Mouth-watering delicacy. You can also use Sona Agrovita to bake bread, cake, and other confectionaries. Enjoy Sona Agrovita with your family. Sona Agrovita, quality products from Sona Malting Limited.
Good evening and welcome to News Diary, where we bring to your viewing pleasure stories that made headlines during the course of the week. And the big one was the emergency meeting of the Southern Governors Forum, where solutions were preferred to the burning issue of security. Sit back and enjoy this week's bumper edition of News Diary, our program, your program. My name is Idari Sit Adeokuta. And we are starting News Diary this week with a report on the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abeokuta, who directed heads of security agencies in the state to move into identified flashpoints occupied by suspected groups and individuals, demolish their illegal structures, and make the state uninhabitable for criminally minded people. The governor, who gave this order at a crucial meeting with heads of security agencies in the state, also commended President Bola Tinubu's efforts at combating insecurity across the country. Akim Jimo reports.
In the spate of insecurity across the country in the last few weeks, there is palpable fear in Ogun State as schools have shut down and sent their students home. It is to address this that Ogun State Governor called for security meeting with heads of security in the state. Briefing journalists after a closed-door meeting with the Security Council in Ogun State, Governor Abeokuta commended President Tinubu's steps taken so far to curtail insecurity in some parts of the country.
I have instructed our law enforcement agencies to move into these type of settlements. We have them in Djibouti, we have them in Ota, we have them all over the whole place. We are going to demolish all those places and we are going to occupy them and own them.
The governor noted that the state government is compiling a comprehensive database of residents across the state, while the activities of scavengers will be restricted.
We have gotten reports there are people that come from other countries and are here for no constructive reasons. The law enforcement agencies have arrested a few between the last 3-4 days, numbering about 70 persons that have come from Chad, Sudan, and not only that, they don't speak English.
The governor, who emphasized the importance of inter-agency collaboration, advised residents of the state to give useful information for prompt actions. And on Tuesday, we also reported that as Nigeria's 2027 general elections gather momentum, there is need for women in leadership positions to unite and mentor more women
to raise and occupy more political positions and lobby state governors to implement the 35% affirmative action policy. The Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, stated this at the HID Awolowo Foundation dialogue held in Ikenne, Ogun State. Lukman Adefeso's report is here presented.
The HID Awolowo Foundation dialogue in honor of late Yeye Odua, Anna Idowu Dideolu Awolowo, attracted women who are thriving in politics and leadership, including the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, Senator Daisy Danjuma, Senator Uche Ekwenife, Vice President of the Côte d'Ivoire Senate, Dr. Chantal Fani, while the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Noimot Salako Yedele, and Abike Dabiri Erewa joined virtually to reflect on the nation's journey 30 years after the Beijing Declaration. Speaking on the theme, Breaking Barriers or Standing Still, Nigeria Women in Politics 30 years after Beijing, the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, noted that Nigerian women have the capacity, confidence and courage to lead.
With a growing population, I think it's important for Nigeria and really Africa to see how we can bring more women into politics, into the decision-making level, because, women see things through women's eyes, and sometimes, it is very important for us to have that participation, for women to be able to make laws.
The chairman, HID Awolowo Foundation Dialogue, Senator Daisy Danjuma, and other speakers lamented that Nigerian women have continued to confront enduring barriers in political and leadership positions even after 30 years of the landmark Beijing Declaration.
While we celebrate pioneers, progress, and pockets of successes, we must also confront the structural and cultural constraints that continue to limit women's political participation, from party level gatekeeping and economic exclusion.
The convener of the HID Awolowo Foundation Dialogue, Dr. Olatokunbo Awolowo Dosunmu, emphasized the need to build stronger bridges for women to thrive. Earlier, the gathering observed a minute silence in honor of the late Barrister Segun Awolowo.
And still on Tuesday, we also reported that the Coalition of Nigerian Youth on Security and Safety Affairs suggested the urgent need to complement national security and reorientate youth against social vices. Yemi Dalimo reports that the Director General National Orientation Agency, Issa Onilu, urged young people in Ogun State to unite and commit themselves to positive change.
The summit, with the theme Uniting Ogun State Youth in the Fight Against Cultism, Internet Fraud, Money Laundering, Drug Abuse, Human Trafficking, and Economic Sabotage, stakeholders urged the youth to move from being seen as victims and perpetrators of social vices to becoming gatekeepers, whistleblowers, and champions of peace.
So the essence of this program is to assist our youths, to teach them to stay away from social vices such as cultism, drug abuse. There are several of these vices that are killing our youths.
Young people in this country are the victims of insecurity, are the victims of social vices, while they are also the enabler, being the instrument being used to also carry out these hilarious activities. This has necessitated us to convoke this program.
Director General National Orientation Agency, Malam Lanre Issa Onilu, and the Ogun State Commissioner of Police, Lanre Ogunowo, both represented, note that Ogun State historically is reputed for intellectual excellence, cultural pride, moral discipline, and entrepreneurship, must continue to lead the way in shaping young people who are resilient, responsible, and patriotic.
As a National Orientation Agency, we recognize the indispensable role of the Nigerian youth in safeguarding our national values and securing our communities. This is why NOA continues to strengthen civic education, promote moral reawakening, and intensify public sensitization across the nation.
The emphasis now is to move youth as gatekeepers, whistleblowers, and champion of peace. Rather, the youth should be gatekeepers. You are to prevent such a crime from being committed wherever you are or you find yourself.
This summit themed Uniting Ogun State Youth in the Fight Against Cultism, Internet Fraud, Money Laundering, Drug Abuse, Child Trafficking, and Economic Sabotage is not just timely, it is strategic, because the fight against insecurity begins with the fight for the soul of our youth.
It is criminal vices that we are talking about are fueled and propelled by drug abuse. As a result, we should take the message to the youth, to every youth organization that we have the opportunity of coming in contact with, that they should shun drug abuse, and that way we'll be reducing the crimes in our side.
Make sure you are involved in your children's lives. Know who their friends are, because a lot of children are influenced by external forces. Look at their friends, ask questions, know where they're from. Make sure your children make friends with good children who come from good families and good homes.
The summit encourages collaboration, partnership, and sustained youth engagement to empower the youth, rebuild moral fabric, and create a united, secured, and prosperous Nigeria. At the event, Olori Omolara McGregor was decorated as the matron of the forum, while Adegboyega Adekoya, Allen Taylor, and Adeyemi Ademuyiwa received the Icon of Security Ambassador Awards. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
And the big story on News Diary this week was that as a way out of insecurity problems in Nigeria, the 17 southern governors have advocated the need for the establishment of state police to efficiently curtail the rising spate of adoptions and other security issues in the country. The chairman of the Southern Governors Forum and the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, made the position known at an emergency crucial meeting held in Ikperu, Ogun State. Akim Jimon again reports.
Forum made a case for joint action against crime in the region and for the decentralization of policing in Nigeria to secure schools, farmlands, border towns, and the entire country.
A dedicated regional rapid response fund will also be essential for emergency interventions, for forensic support, and interstate training. At the state level, measures such as mandatory documentation of foreign nationals, dismantling of unlawful enclaves, regulating scavenger activities, intensified forest operations, and a crackdown on illegal mining must be pursued with renewed vigor.
They resolved to share ideas on cybersecurity to reduce crime and jointly coordinate natural resources in the region to stimulate economic growth for overall development.
A joint center for digital innovation and entrepreneurship will serve as a hub to empower young people across rural and urban communities, equipping them with skills and digital technology, agri-tech, creative industries, and advanced manufacturing.
The forum commended the efforts of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms and his prompt response to the release of the recently abducted students in some states of the Federation. They also met with first-class traditional rulers from across the region to brainstorm on national security and chart the way forward for effective community policing.
To pass a vote of confidence to our president, to let him know that he's not alone in this issue. It's an issue that concerns all of us, either from the north or from the south.
The visitors have returned to their various states. From Ikperu in Ogun State, Akim Jimo, NTA News.
And in the meantime, the Southern Governors Forum resolved to establish a zonal security fund with member states contributing to a dedicated pool to support regional security operations and enhance capacity building across the region. Akim Jimo again reports that in a communique at the end of the emergency meeting, the forum also agreed to institutionalize a monthly zonal security coordination meeting.
The resolutions were contained in a communique issued at the end of a joint meeting between the Southern Governors Forum and the Southern Nigerian Traditional Rulers Council held in Ikweru, Ikenne local government area of Ogun State, and read by the chairman of the forum and the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dakpo Abiodun.
The forum restates its support for a Southern president and in person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR.
The forum approved an intelligence sharing framework backed by modern communication technologies and surveillance systems, enabling coordinated responses across the southern states.
The forum resolved to enhance regional and local security outfits, including hunter associations and community-based surveillance units such as Neighborhood Watch, Amotekun and Co., through the provision of equipment, logistics, and operational support.
The communique encouraged state governments to collaborate with the National Identity Management Commission to implement a unified resident identification system in the region. The forum urged state governments to work closely with traditional rulers to regulate land allocation to curb indiscriminate practices that can heighten security threats.
The forum addressed attempts to sow discord and propagate disinformation and fear within the region. It wishes to reassure all our citizens that Southern Nigeria remains united, we remain indivisible, and we are committed to peaceful coexistence across religious and cultural lines. The forum pledged to continue speaking with one voice.
The governors promised to collaborate with the federal government to ensure peace, prosperity, and progress in Nigeria. From Ikweru in Ogun State, Akim Jimo, NTA News.
News Diary will continue after this time out. Please don't go away.
Guys, what we're basically doing today is to search for the tastiest biscuits ever on the playground. Are you guys ready? Yeah! The search starts in 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Sona biscuits are rich in flavor, nourishment, and excitement. Grab a bite today.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned to News Diary. And on legislative matters this week, the Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Oludaisi Elemide, said the promotion of national values are catalysts for responsible citizenship and sustainable development. He made the remark while addressing a seminar with the theme, Roles of Legislature in Promoting National Core Values for National Development. Yemi Dalemo completes the report.
The training, organized by the National Orientation Agency in collaboration with the Ogun State House of Assembly, features extensive deliberations on the 7th National Value Charter's 7th Framework, which outline mutual responsibilities between Nigeria and its citizens to enhance national cohesion, strengthen public trust in democratic institutions, and promote shared responsibility in nation building.
The training could not have come at any other time than now in view of the challenges bedeviling our society. More importantly, as it affects our youth, the much envisaged leaders of tomorrow.
Bringing everybody on board. Bringing everybody on board. The people become marginalized, or whether people with one form of disability, people living with disability, or people or gender, everybody should be brought on board. Everybody should have a sense of belonging. That's what inclusivity is about.
Speaker, Ogun State House of Assembly, Oludaisi Elemide, and other lawmakers emphasized the need to return to national core values that reflect cultural upbringing, ethical responsibility and collective discipline. Olamide particularly urged the citizens, especially parents, to prioritize integrity over the growing societal trend of glorifying wealth without accountability, stressing that value restoration must begin from the home before radiating into the public life.
Religion alone cannot solve this problem. It is our cultural core value. We should be held accountable, and until everybody decides to say, I am going to do it right, that is when Nigeria can be right. May God help us all.
Another problem is that of poverty and employment that will not allow people to follow the core values. That's another problem.
Ogun State Director of NOA, Oyebisi Andu, explained that the essence of the program was to explore how legislative institutions could drive value reorientation given its cardinal role in a democracy. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Ogun State House of Assembly requested for comprehensive compilation, publication and digitalization of all existing laws of the state to enhance accessibility, preservation and revenue generation. Yemi Dalemo reports that the House read the first reading Development Planning and Project Community Law 2025.
Lawmakers adopted the resolution on the need for compilation, publication and digitalization of laws of Ogun State for accessibility, preservation and revenue generation following the motion moved by member representing Ijebu North East State Constituency Oluseun Adesoya, which was extensively debated by other members of the House.
Acknowledging the importance of aligning our legal infrastructures with global best practice and innovation in digital government. Now, therefore, I move that this honorable House, 1, urge the Ogun State government through the Ministry of Justice to commence the comprehensive compilation, codifications and digitalization of all existing laws of Ogun State, including amendment and subsidiary legislation.
Today, come to those states, we see big compilation, big booklets that with nomenclature, laws of Ogun State. I can't remember except the ones that were compiled 80s, 90s. I'm not sure if we have done that as a state in recent times. So it is on this note I am lending my voice heavily on this motion.
Session taxes of constituencies, you must let them know what they want to do. You must let them know what they want to do, what the law says. If people say they don't know the law and do not enlighten them, you don't give them access to that law, they don't know what it talks about, and you are punishing them for it, you are cheating them.
It is the opinion of this honorable House that the state government, through the Ministry of Justice, should commence the comprehensive compilation, codification, and digitalization of all existing law of Ogun State, including amendment and subsidiary legislation developed and manage a secure, accessible online.
The Speaker, Oludaisi Elemide, thereafter directed that a copy of the resolution be transmitted to all stakeholders for prompt implementation. Also, a bill titled Ogun State Development Planning and Project Community Law 2025 was read for the first time during the plenary by the clerk and head of legislative service, Shakiru Adebakin. The Speaker called on the governor to take immediate action on security concerns raised by members and appeal for the enforcement of existing laws and every resolution passed by them to safeguard residents and citizens of the state.
We have passed a lot of resolutions, we have passed a lot of bills to this effect. So we want to have accurate records of all our bills, all our resolutions, and members must be availed so that we will know what to say, we will know how to speak, we will know what to tell the public. And from this moment, any resolution passed, members must have their copies.
Elemide equally urged the governor to urgently implement the security recommendations reached at the Southwest Governors Meeting in Ibadan, alongside that of the Governors Forum meeting held in Iperu, Ogun State. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
And that report wraps up News Diary for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Good evening.
Calm down now. Now the babe they look me, no be me they look am. I don't be the close eyes they work now. Wetin they do you? Call her Alpha. Talk to call her. But she no believe say that she be my only babe.
Hello, BC. Ha. She don't cut call.
Please leave now.
Wetin happen now?
Now so she dey do. She go say make I no follow babe. Talk make I no look babe. Impossible.
Bros, abeg calm down now. No mind them. I go call you for phone. No be bro.
Hello. Make I no lie you. That babe said she fine. I even call her number. We even come out, but we don't do anything, we just dance.
Bros, what's with that?
Free on Glow Talk Master. Talk for 6 minutes and get 6 minutes free. Plus 50 megabytes of data free. Dial *606#. New customers also enjoy a welcome bonus. Glow Unlimited.
At Sona Plastics, customers' needs are our priority. We give you all the attention you need. With us, our customers are king. Located at Kilometer 40, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, Ijoko, Ogun State. Sona Plastics Limited. We're just a phone call away. Contact us through 080-2783-5332. You can reach us through any of our lines and social media handles. Sona Plastics Limited. Come, let us treat you like a king.
Sona Maltings Limited presents glucose syrup. Glucose syrup extracted from locally sourced sorghum and corn into a liquefied sugar of natural origin. Sona Maltings glucose syrup is gluten-free and tastes yummy. That's why it is the most sought after glucose syrup by commercial food production companies as a sweetener, thickener, and moisture-retaining agent. As it doesn't crystallize, it is used in production of candy, beer, fondant, and certain canned food, and pre-made baked goods like biscuit and cookies. Sona Maltings glucose syrup is made by Sona Maltings Limited. Sona Maltings glucose syrup, king in liquefied sugar.
Giant Strikes, a weekly production of the Ogun State Ministry of Information and Strategy, designed